Right now, Sky Harbor International Airport has major power issues that are affecting hundreds of flights. The partial outage began at 8 a.m. and Sky Harbor says power is being restored with full operations resuming in less than an hour. But the outage made huge waves for incoming and outgoing flights. You can see here in a live look at the delays and cancellations from Sky Harbor's website right now. Team 12's Jess Winters is live at the airport. And Jess, what is the very latest on the power situation now, and what should we know about how this is all affecting flights for at least the rest of the day?
At least there is no other way to describe it than controlled chaos, canceled flights, delayed flights. I've never seen this many people packed into Sky Harbor Airport, and we can't get close enough to the action because of reception issues. Everyone's on their phone trying to make phone calls right now. But there are people who have been standing in line 4 hours, checking those phones, checking the monitors, waiting for any sort of update, and you might be able to hear it on the overhead speaker every minute or so, and it says, oh, here it goes, you can hear it, Sky Harbor is experiencing a partial power outage. Delays likely. We're working to restore power. This is affecting the B and C checkpoints in Terminal 4, systems down, escalators and elevators aren't working, so everyone's being redirected. That's on gate level 3. Then on level 2, ticketing, the real nightmare. Lines upon lines of people with barely any reception or clue what to do next. The power outage in Terminals 3 and 4 started around 8 this morning when APS says their crews were on site to perform maintenance. That's when a piece of electrical equipment failed, injuring an APS worker who's being treated at the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. The lights are back on in Terminal 3, but here in Terminal 4, after 4 hours, some are making the best of it and others are just so frustrated, to say the least.
I'd like to eat lunch, but, other than that, I think that it's going to be okay. They'll get it back on. I have faith.
Sleep, wait, just hang out.
There's been confusion about when and where a flight, and then I go to check the board and the flight's canceled, but I'd received no notification of that, no announcement on the loudspeaker system.
We got here at 8:30, and I went from being delayed to now canceled, and there's nobody around to be able to tell you, do we pick up our bags? Are they going to send them on a flight?
20,000 people in here this morning.
Team 12's Cam Cox also caught in the middle of all this. He flew into Sky Harbor this morning after covering the cards in the Bay Area. He says it took 1 whole hour to deplane because of this outage.
The reason we couldn't get off the plane because there was no gate agent at the gate to let us off, and apparently that was due to confusion and people not knowing where to go, and I guess systems not working.
As you can tell, this is not a complete blackout. You can still make your way around, but it's kind of like an obstacle course to figure out what's open and what's not open. Some restaurants who are not open told me they've already had to throw out some of their food that was in the fridge because of this partial outage. They don't know when it's going to come back on, but APS is predicting lights back on, everything back working by 12:30. All the passengers around me who are frustrated are just hoping and praying that is true. We are live at Sky Harbor Airport. Jess Winters, 12 News.
Hey, Jess, real quick before I let you go, I wanted to know if you are seeing even more passengers there because NASCAR just ended. It was a huge weekend for a lot of people to come into town for that big race. And also, today's a big day. We've got our borders reopening, so you've got a lot of international travelers coming in and out. Are you noticing that it's extra busy?
We've actually gotten a couple of questions from people coming up to us because I'm in my 12 News gear asking, oh, hey, are you here covering NASCAR? Because people are flying out from that. And I'm like, no, there's a partial outage going on. But yes, the crowds are even heavier because of that. So just imagine it's like one thing after another. And to tell you the truth, it's just a mess.
Yeah, it really is. It's so unfortunate. All right, Jess, we thank you so much for your time.